Hey guys, welcome back to BSenseTube. We're going to do a video today on changing your hub and wheel bearing in the rear for a Mark IV. Also, if you have spacers on your car, these will tend to wear out a lot faster. I just got a cheap one from my local auto parts store, and I'll show you how to do that.
I'm not afraid of...
Okay, so first we're going to start with a 8mm Allen key, and we're going to remove the brake caliper. There's two bolts that hold the brake caliper back in the back. Okay, so that's one that's loose. Give you a shot of this here. And then you have one more on the bottom here. So we got that one loose now. We're going to remove the e-brake cable. So we're going to pop this clip off. Then we're going to remove ball. And then it'll just pull right out. We're going to wiggle this off. I'm going to put this to the side. And we're going to take the rotor off. There's a large Phillips head right there. And we'll take this off and set that to the side. While we're here, we're just going to wiggle off the cap here. Let's get a better shot of that. So just work it around until you can get it off. And that's going to give us access to that bolt. Okay, so the next step is we're going to remove the bolt with a 30mm. If you don't have a pneumatic impact or an electric impact, this whole job is going to be pretty tough. So that came off pretty easy. So now you want to pick up one of these 3-jaw gear pullers. This is a 7-inch, and then we're going to pull the old hub and bearing off. Going to get it right in the center here. We're going to put these jaws on the side, and we're going to start tightening it up until everything just about gets snug. Try to center that up. Now I'm going to use the pneumatic gun to take this off. Okay, so that came off pretty easy. Throw that old one aside. Alright, so now we need to remove the outer chase of the bearing off of the shaft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right through this piece of the bearing chase and crack it. There's actually a tool that comes behind it here, squeezes it apart, or squeezes it and pushes it up, but I'm going to do it this way.
So if you use this method, you want to make sure you're only cutting the bearing race and you're not cutting into the shaft. You can get pretty close and then use a screwdriver to crack it without actually having to cut through the whole bearing. And if you do happen to nick the shaft a little bit, it's not the end of the world. Just do your best, and like I said, you don't actually have to go all the way through the bearing to crack it.
Okay, so we're going to see if we can crack it now. I'm going to put a screwdriver in the channel. Alright, so I cracked these with the screwdriver, and now I'm going to pull this other piece off. There's a close-up look of that. So now that's all clean. We're going to put the new bearing on. We're just going to slide it on a little bit there. Just gonna give it a tap with a block of wood. Okay, so now that's flush with the stud, and I'm gonna put the bolt on. And I'm gonna get my 30mm, and I'm gonna tighten this on the rest of the way until that can't go anymore. So now I'm going to put a new cap on. Now we're going to put the rotor back on. The Phillips head. Okay, so now hopefully we can slide the caliper back on without having to depress the piston. Alright, so I had to press the piston caliper back just a little bit to get it to fit back on the rotor. I'm going to put my 2 bolts back in, tighten those up, and we're done, guys. Sorry for the bad lighting, and stay tuned for the next video.